You spoke about Star Wars masks that you've done.
Yes.
Are you a big-time Star Wars fan? And if so, who's your favorite character?
Favorite character is tough. It's real tough. I know a lot of my Star Wars heads would be like, it's got to be Boba Fett all day, and there's a certain special place for that. But I'm a huge fan of just the Jedi mind. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't even say Luke. I wouldn't say Obi-Wan. I wouldn't even say Vader. It's that Jedi mindset. That's my favorite character. If you a Jedi, that's. The Stormtrooper helmet is like one of the best designs I think I've ever seen. And same with Vader's helmet, Boba Fett's helmet, man. But I gotta go positivity over negativity all day.
Recently, there was you went to an event. I believe it was in Florida.
Oh, are you talking about the folks that used my artwork on a flyer that I wasn't involved?
Artwork on a flyer to help promote their information or promote their event. How do you feel about stuff like that?
You know, it's pretty rare. People have been really good about it, and I know that a lot of the promo that I get is from other folks promoting themselves, and that's the way it's supposed to work. But most of these places will give me credit or talk about the work or reach out to me and say, hey, we want to showcase your work in this light, and 9 times out of 10 I'm like, please do. But there was an incident with some folks who, I guess what happened was they ran a contest, and whoever won had poorly photoshopped my work into their piece. And when I approached them about it, their admin was basically like, who the fuck are you? And I was like, look man, just so you know, that's my work and you're using it without my permission.
On Twitter,
yes,
you normally do daily votes. You normally put one mask put up against another mask, right, and try to get that type of interaction with your fans.
Right, yeah.
How important is that for you to be able to build that interaction with your fan base?
It's something that I'm learning about a lot more. Interacting with the fan base is something that I thought I had a pretty good grasp on, and every week I'm kind of learning new aspects of it. I'm always surprised by what people respond to and what they don't. The mask versus mask competitions that I was putting on through Instagram and Twitter, and I'm going to get back to that right now. The book kind of eclipsed it, but it really showed me some interesting things. For example, the Air Jordan Fusion mask that I made. Fusions to a sneakerhead are just like dirt. It's the devil, you know what I mean? There's no respect for some fusions. But the mask is still one of the favorites, and it beat out plenty of other masks that I would have expected to win and didn't. And that's important to me, because that shows me that it's not just about the shoe, it is about the work itself. Because if I can take a shoe that isn't respected and turn it into a mask that is, that's a powerful thing.
On your website, you use the term hip-hop nerd.
Yes, yes.
What is the idea behind that name, hip-hop nerd?
The hip-hop nerd is basically another branch of my branding. Freehand Profit came about as a name and identity in middle school when I started doing graffiti. That was the name that I chose for myself. And whereas I feel very tied to that name because I've been using it for so long, there's also another side of me. Freehand Profit doesn't necessarily show that other side. I was a nerd coming up, straight up. And I embrace that because I think something that nerds have in common is when we care about something, we show our support, we show love for it, and there's no shame in it, right? You'll never see a Star Wars fan be ashamed that he's a Star Wars fan.
Absolutely not.
It comes through his blood, you know? And I think that's something that everybody should embrace just a little bit more.
You did a Nike-inspired 50 cal box.
Yeah.
Give us a little information about that.
Sure. The Nike 50 cal box was actually just a sample, and one that I'm looking forward to getting back to. Now that the book's done, I'm going to have a little bit more time for these side projects where I get to explore new mediums. But I love the idea of the shoes as the ammo. You know, if these are Style Wars, right? You know, little graffiti throw out right there, but shoes are ammo. You know, these are all things that are used. And actually, the original title of Army of the Undead stuff was the Branding Wars. Because when I first started the work, it was really about exploring brand loyalty and where that leaves us in a society that feels like it's crumbling.
So far, out of all of the masks that you've done so far, which one is your favorite one so far?
Real tough call, because it also changes. You know, a lot of times the newest mask will be my favorite because I'm really hard on my older work. The LeBron 4 Dunk Man, I think that one was one of my best pieces. Not to stick with LeBron's, but the South Beach 9 mask I was really proud of. The Chicago 10 was one of my favorites. The Black Cement 3s, of course. So yeah, I'd say those are probably my top masks. I mean, the Stormtrooper helmet, of course, was a proud moment for me. Yeah, it's hard to nail it down to just one.
I got you.
Hopefully the next is going to be my new favorite.
I got you. Men's sneakers have a lot of materials.
Right.
But in regards to women's shoes, they don't have as many materials that they actually use. Do you think that if you took on the opportunity to try to make a mask out of women's shoes, how much of a problem do you think it will present?
I think it would be, well, there's always a problem, right? With every new piece, there's a new problem to solve, which is what I like about it. I think it would be an issue that I would have to figure out. Probably just mean more pairs, or maybe it just means the mask is made differently. Especially like some high heels, it's such a different thing than the sneakers. So maybe it wouldn't be a gas mask. Maybe it would be more of a sculpture. Maybe it would be more of a sculptural piece that could be worn. I like the idea of it. I'll have to figure out just what I would do with it. But the first thing that comes to mind is finding some that would have more material to them.
Maybe like a boot.
Yeah, like a boot would work, and I'm kind of, you know, boots are always in style.
My man Freehand Pete.
Appreciate it, EP.
No problem.